Welcome back to the Rex Reviews podcast for one final segment of today's show, one of my favorite portions that we like to call What If, where we form a hypothetical question and throw it at the crew. And we're fortunate enough today to still have our first ever guest on the Rex Reviews podcast, still on the line, Mr. Dimitri, and I believe he's got a what if question for the day.
Oh, I was just thinking, like I mentioned before, I was at an amusement park and I saw this robot that came out and started dancing around, and it was so precise that it was like breakdancing, and then it ran off stage.
Like an actual robot, a real-life robot?
A real-life robot.
Oh, boy.
I don't want to say the name because I don't know if we would get in trouble with this thing.
Oh, I know the name, but I'm pretty sure they patented it quite well. And if you said it, they would sue you. But it's a certain amusement park with certain rodents as their themes. But I'm not going to say what it is.
It might rhyme with Ricky House.
Ricky House. Yeah, okay. Continue, my friend.
It had 2 legs and 2 arms. It was about 4 feet tall, and it came out, and it was so precise in its movement. I mean, this thing could drive a car. It could go upstairs. It could do whatever it wants. It literally ran off stage. All the kids thought it was so cool, and the whole time I'm sitting there thinking, where do I shoot this thing to stop it? Because if they're displaying this thing somewhere, all technology comes from military projects, or most of it does. You got to figure those things are maybe somewhere, hypothetically, ready to parachute in everywhere.
What if we had to fight the robots? I think that's the question, right, Dimitri?
Right. What if there's robots parachuting in everywhere, and you got to fight these things?
A whole bunch of different kinds of robots, right?
Right.
Lou, did you hear about these eaters?
You were telling me about those.
Energy autonomous tactical robots. Dimitri, you hear about that?
Huh. No.
They drive around on tracks and they consume biological material as fuel, and they can burn anything for fuel. It's like not like a coal furnace, but they use rotting flesh, they can use Cheerios, they can eat lawn clippings, whatever. Biological material, and it consumes it. It's an autonomous robot. It drives around and it eats food, biological material, to burn it, to create its fuel source. And it's a tactical robot. Yeah, they've already got it all set up, supposedly, is what I heard. And the prospect of robots going around, robots eating people, actually puts me in a little bit of a panic, a little bit.
Makes me a little squeamish, too.
Yeah, could you imagine, 30 years from now, there's robots, breaking windows out of your house, with big robotic arms reaching in for your kids, trying to grab them and eat them? Dude, that would be a situation where you'd want to invest in a Barrett 82, 50 cal. Know what I mean?
At least.
Or something, whatever it would take.
Something bigger. What if...
RPG.
Yeah.
In this situation, are these robots, are they strictly the ones licensed by the big amusement corporation, or are these...
Terminator 3 situation.
What kind of robots are these, I guess?
Skynet.
Okay, if they're real sinister robots like that, I think I'd try to probably pull a Keanu. I'd probably try to get inside the Matrix, take whatever colored pill I need to get inside there, find the...
Yukon Jack is what it's called. That'll get you anywhere you want to go.
Oh, boy. And I'd try to get in there and exploit the weakness of the system, try to release the virus, the Mr. Smith agent thing that would try to tear it apart from the inside.
So you'd go for the mainframe.
Yeah, I'd pull a classic Keanu maneuver.
Oh, what the heck.
So take the red pill and the blue pill?
I'd take them both at the same time, see what happens.
Yeah.
How about you, Miss Casey? What would you do if the machine started attacking?
I guess my main thing would be learning about them as well, figuring out what they feed off of, what their energy source is, and then I suppose I would try and take their energy source away from them if it was possible.
So if they ate people, you'd try to kill everybody?
No!
Jeez!
I would just make it non-accessible so that they would slowly die off on their own. So let's say their energy source was grass. I would try and get them into an area that had no grass and have them slowly die out.
Oh, deprive them of their energy.
Yes, that would be my I guess, way of going about it is to trap them in something and have them die off.
No, that's not a bad idea. What do you say, Dimitri? What would you do, man? What kind of weapons would you use?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess shoot them at their sensors or whatever. I don't know. I watched a video the other day, and they had those, looks like it's like a drone, but it's like a little tank, and then on top of it, it looked like a saw or an MC. I don't know what they had on there. It was a saw. It had a saw on top of it. And I was thinking, well, it doesn't make any sense. You just shoot the weapon off top of it, and then it becomes useless.
Yeah, disarm it, right? Yep, disarm it. That's always a good option. It's hard to decide what to do because if you're taking on, like, if you're just a light infantry unit or if you're like a dude on the planet Earth by yourself and you're not armored and you're taking on some kind of tactical piece of equipment, you can't really engage really in a lot of circumstances. Like you never, ever, ever engaged a buttoned up army tank. So if it's something that is actually armored to that kind of level, you can't take it on. You just have to not be there or hide. That's your option. And you wait until it goes into its refueling stage, its sleeping stage, its whatever stage. In a tank situation, you wait until the guys get out and go and they got to take a break. But on an autonomous robot, there's got to be some kind of stage where it shuts down for a minute to recharge or something. That's when you would attack for an armored unit. Because, dude, like in real life, they've got some heavy duty vehicles that are autonomous, like tactical vehicles that are like, they look like Ford pickups on crack with antennas sticking off of them with machine guns all over them. You ever see them, Lou?
Oh, yeah. They're pretty scary critters.
Yeah. They got some pretty good robots. Like DARPA has developed some incredible Terminator 3 level type equipment. That kind of stuff, if it's bigger than like, I don't know, like your pickup truck, you don't want to engage it while it's awake. So whenever it's doing its recharge cycle or whatever is when you would sneak up behind it with an incendiary grenade, set it on top of the fuel, because it's got to have some kind of fuel system, right? Something combustible, and you set it in there and you take it out. And that would probably be the best option. For smaller stuff like the breakdancing robots and or one of these, like, you ever see the mule system? It's a big one on YouTube. It's a four-legged critter made by DARPA. And it's meant to, like, rescue people, quote unquote. It's a rescue robot. It's not going to eat you, Lou. It will rescue you. So if you get a flat tire, it will come and change your tire for you, right? Yeah, I'm sure that's exactly why they spent $10 trillion on it, to change tires or whatever the hell. No, that thing's meant to eat your liver. It's going to kill you and eat your liver.
Why do the machines always have to be so malicious? Why can't the machines maybe attack us with positive intent?
People who invent attack robots usually have bad intent. That's the problem.
Yeah, I guess you're probably right.
Know what I mean?
It's the inventor, not the creation.
Yep. You listening there, industrial complex, Dimitri?
Yeah, I got to come up with a new reticle for Ricky Mouse.
For Ricky, yeah.
No, but like seriously, like, okay, so you got this like breakdancing mule style, like maybe 500 pounds and less tactical robot trying to eat you, trying to kill you, whatever. Okay, and there's no way to escape and evade. It's on the move and it's getting you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. So okay, I know from what they told us one time about like shooting at like flying stuff, like on a helicopter. If it's a flying robot, like a drone with blades that are keeping it running, a lot of that stuff, you can shoot them blades as a honeycomb material underneath. You'll never take it down by shooting that. You can take hundreds of rounds in the blades. And they park them all the time with bullet holes in them. Doesn't do nothing. It's got a skin with honeycomb underneath. What are you going to do? Nothing. Everyone on the, they watch the movie where the helicopter's attacking, like Wolverines, and the guy in front of the rock shoots the AK from the hip to try to shoot down the helicopter, and they never win. And they're like, they should have shot at the rotor, the junction where the rotor spins. No, that's actually not true either. That's pretty heavy-duty stuff. What you go for is the hydraulic deck. Everything is controlled. All the servos, all the important stuff on a flying vehicle, or most certainly one of these tactical robot Terminator 3 robots, or your breakdancing robots in your children's theme park. that takes up arms against you. The hydraulic deck, because all that stuff has got to be run hydraulics. I'm almost positive, right?
At this point in time.
You know, you'd probably have to ambush one robot and then shoot at it and take it out. And once you kill it, you take out the sensors and the weapon and all that stuff like Dimitri said, but you take it in for study.
You dissect it.
You dissect that sucker and you find out the vulnerable points. I'm guessing you can completely immobilize a thing relatively easily by hitting a hydraulic deck. And if you got that or its backups, because it's going to have one or two backups probably, you take that out and that sucker's, he's done. That's like the heart. You just shot the heart. That's what the heart is on a critter. Why do you aim at the heart on a dude? Because it's the hydraulic deck. That's the thing that pumps the juice everywhere, right?
Yep.
Kind of, sort of, right? Yeah. So I think that that's probably the most fail-safe option. It's usually the biggest piece of equipment. Sensors are very tiny. You'd exactly have to hit the eyeball on a robot to make it blind. You know what I mean? And usually it's going to have 4 or 5 backups. They're not going to have just one little sensor. They're going to have different modes of operation or communication, or if it's autonomous, the brain is probably going to be armored, all that stuff. The hydraulics is very difficult because you're going to have a junction point, a manifold of hydraulics where it's sending juice to all the different parts of the arms and stuff. So that's going to be a bigger target. So that's what I would go for. In which case, which bullets would you use, right? Obviously, well, on a heavier deal, if that's where your anti-material rifles are going to be good, your 50 cals, your large center fire cartridges, even like a 300 Win Mag, 30-06, any of those big game hunting rounds just from raw kinetic energy, even if it's an armored robot, if it's 500 pounds or less, in my opinion, I'm guessing 1 or 2 shots in a critical area on one of those, that bullet's going to get there. You know what I'm saying? Because you have to have some pretty thick steel to stop that kind of bullet, you know, just from raw kinetic energy. So a good magnum will take it out. If you're going for sensors, maybe a shotgun would be good because you got more of a disbursement. If you're going for the actual critical areas, a big rifle. Bigger the better. If you got a big magnum, you'll be set. Well, semi-auto's always good. Or if you've got enhanced penetration bullets, like in a 308 caliber, you can get the steel core penetrators, the M61 bullets, or if you're shooting a 5.56, maybe the SS109s or the M855s or something. But that's what I would recommend, is researching after you kill your first robot exactly where that hydraulic deck is and shooting that. That's what I would do. What about you, Dimitri?
I'm imagining some tannerite.
Tannerite.
Maybe like a water-soaked blanket that you'd put over yourself so it doesn't pick you up in any kind of thermal sensor.
Oh, like a tick suit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, did we ever talk about tick suits yet, Lou? Yeah, that's kind of what some of the guys call it, the infrared camouflage to stop infrared from emitting. Dude, we should have an entire show on infrared and thermal detection countermeasures, because that's a huge dynamic.
You don't think they would shut that
world
down?
Battlefield. Yep.
Wow, you don't think they would shut that down though, huh?
Oh, that would work, but it's a contrast issue. So if you have a water-soaked blanket, it won't show heat, but it'll show contrast. You have to blend your emissivity value with the surrounding emissivity values. So like if you're in a gravel situation, emissivity of gravel is like pretty low. So if you're wearing cloth, even if it's water soaked, you have to consider what the emissivity of it is, because most of that has contrasting computer stuff to where it'll just pick up so you won't appear bright red hot, but you'll appear black or blue against a background that's the medium color, or in terms of intensity, you know, it might be very dark instead of very bright in most of your forward-looking infrared situations. So you have to blend yourself with the similar background. If you're hiding in brush or something, like most vegetation has an emissivity of around 80. So if you wear cloth or a ghillie suit that's made of burlap or vegetation, you're going to be pretty good. Or, you know, a lot of guys think, oh, like a space blanket will work. Well, a space blanket's like aluminum foil. That's a very low emissivity. It's going to be just solid black against the background. So they're not going to see the typical white signature on the FLIR, the forward-looking infrared. But if there are any brains behind that observation, they'll see you anyways. But that's a good topic of discussion, is forward-looking infrared and how to evade detection on that kind of deal. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I figure some tannerite, blow it up, run up to it and grab the piece.
Hey, did you see that video where them hogs down in Texas or something were surrounding the tannerite pile?
Oh, yeah.
And then they shot it with the rifle and they all exploded?
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty gruesome.
It turned them into a big red cloud.
I don't know if it's even moral or ethical or legal or what, but it was hilarious. They got like a overabundance of tannerite, which I wouldn't recommend ever doing. You only want to explode it in the recommended instructional way, right, Lou?
Read the directions.
Yes, read and follow the directions. Not read them, but follow them too. You ever see Tremors where they blew up the graboids with the dynamite?
Oh, yeah.
And the slop was coming out of the sky? Yeah, that's basically what happened.
Instant barbecue for the whole neighborhood.
That all sounds terrible, guys.
Oh, yeah. It's kind of a violent question, though. You know, all these robots trying to kill you, though.
It just makes me grateful that we live in a world today where the robots still haven't attacked yet. And and it's only when you go to big theme parks that these thoughts enter our heads. So we've still got some time before the machines attack, and I think by the time it actually does happen...
But, Lou, they're getting cockier. See... If you just let robots break dance in front of you, what are they going to start doing next?
It's a slippery slope.
I'm telling you, you can't just let them get away with that.
No, it sounds like breakdance fighting to me.
Yeah, I think so. Well, it's externalization of the hierarchy. They're letting you know that they are there, and they're showing you their capabilities, Lou. Can you break dance like a robot from whatever land?
Back in my prime, I could. Not anymore.
Yeah, I can't even pick dandelions out of the yard without almost passing out from high blood pressure problems, let alone breakdance. So I have to rely on my superior tactical skills and technology via bullet selection to maybe take out the robots, but we'll see how it rolls.
What if it came down to a dance-off? Like the machines attacked and our one saving grace was if we could defeat the best breakdancing robot in a human versus machine competition. And if you won, they'd go back to outer space or back to the theme park.
Oh, man.
If it came down to that, who would we as the human species elect to represent us on the dance floor?
Oh, man. Lou, did I tell you about when dancing... Lou, did I tell you about when dancing saved me?
I don't think so.
I never told you the story? That's maybe one for another podcast, but my Michael Jackson skills have saved me in the past because there's the art of distraction. When there's like 20 guys with like weapons and machetes and whatever trying to like position themselves. I never told you the story, Lou?
I think you might have, actually.
It's in Central Asia one time, but it's a good story. I'll tell you sometime.
But your dancing skills saved the day.
I saved the day with dancing skills because they were so floored. They didn't even know what to do. I just start dancing in the middle of the situation. And they're like, wow, that's amazing. And they're like, wow, look, it's Michael Jackson. I'm like, yeah, Michael Jackson. That's it. It's just a act of misdirection, if you will.
Absolutely.
Sometimes abstract thinking can be your friend.
Mark my words, ladies and gentlemen, there will come a day where the humans have to fend off all the robot invaders with their dancing skills. It's going to make Dance Dance Revolution look like the training ground. That was training for the upcoming invasion.
Well, thanks, Dimitri, for the robot question.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I like this guy. He's a good sport. So, hey, you got like a website or something for your scopes again there?
Yeah, most of the optics are on primaryarms.com.
Okay, primaryarms.com. Yep.
Yeah, and search ACSS on the search engine. They'll all pop up.
As far as people getting in contact, what's a good way to reach you guys at Primary Arms?
Info at primaryarms.com. And if you want to reach me directly, it's Dimitri at primaryarms.com.
Rock and roll, buddy. We always have a lot of fun visiting, and I look forward to working with you on some new projects. And stay tuned. There's going to be lots of reviews on the Primary Arms optics and the different configurations they have to offer. I got a 4-to-14 coming up with the R-Grid soon, and then I got some of the ACSS reticle optics out I've been trying out, and also the R-Grid 6-to-30 Platinum Series. All very interesting reviews, and I think you guys will get a kick out of it. And we always do pretty honest reviews. We'll point out the good points, the bad points, and the best way to select your optics and whatever your use is going to be. So hang in there, guys.
And thank you so much today for dropping in, Mr. Dimitri, spending some time with us and the rest of the Rex Reviews listeners. And just stay in touch with us, man. Anytime you want to hop on the show, you are more than welcome.
Oh, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. Thanks, you guys. Have a good night.
It's been a pleasure, sir. Thanks again, Dimitri from Primary Arms, for dropping in today on the Rex Reviews podcast. Any final thoughts from the rest of the crew here before we close things out for the day?
Hey, we got one of them Facebook deals.
Oh,
hey,
goodness.
That's like big news, I heard.
It is. We are up and rolling on a Facebook page. You can like us at Rex Reviews on Facebook. We have all of our new shows posted up there for you guys, and you can stay in contact with us that way. Write in, like us.
Yeah.
We like you.
I heard that's the button. That's the only button that we allowed you to hit, because if there was more buttons on there, me and Lou would actually have to go on the Facebook. Our objective of the Facebook was not to go on it. So we had our webmaster set up a very high-speed, low-drag page where she would go through everything properly and make sure that everything was addressed. But if Lou and I get sucked into the matrix, we're never going to make it out.
Because we'd take both pills at the same time.
Yeah, taking both pills at the same time just causes a brick to occur 4 days later. And you don't want that to happen with your brain. But if you are on the matrix and you have the spacebook.com or the myface.com, you can go on the Rex Reviews. Is that what it's called, Casey?
Just Rex Reviews.
Rex Reviews, that's it.
Yes.
Oh, wow, we got the prime real estate there. That's awesome. Yeah. See, I never been on there yet. But yeah, sign up for the Rex Reviews like button Facebook situation. And I don't know what's on there, but apparently certain things are on there that we did. So if you guys dig that, apparently that's the new center of the city, the in medias res, as they say in the Latin. And you guys go and dig it.
Alrighty, folks. As always, we appreciate you dropping in today, spending some time with us on the Rex Reviews podcast. We welcome your feedback in any way, shape, or form. Check us out on the internet, on Facebook, on rexreviews.org, on Rex's YouTube channel. However you want to do it, get in contact with us, and we look forward to talking to you in future episodes. And in the meantime, on behalf of Casey Day, TiborasaurusRex, and a big thank you to Mr. Dimitri for joining us today, I'm Lou McCoy. It's been a pleasure. Take care out there, and we'll talk to you real soon next time on the show that discusses God, guns, and rock and roll.
The stars sing quiet.